Kia ora, Capricorn. This is your reading for the new moon in Virgo, which is happening literally, we're right here. It's happening right now, or it will be later tonight here. So, of course, it reverberates all over the show, doesn't it? From that way to wherever. So let's just get into it. Thanks for joining me, liking, sharing, subscribing. I appreciate it very, very much. So thank you. Now let's get your cards out, see what the storyline is today, and we always go through and clarify. If you haven't joined me before, thanks. Welcome in, and if you're coming back, thank you very much. Let's just see, Capricorn, your reading. We've got some powerful women coming out in this reading today. Powerful female principles here. Just a couple more for Capricorn here today. Thank you. Thank you. One more. Just one more, please. Thank you. Okay, that's good. All right, let's chat about this one for a bit. So on the storyline today, we're coming out here, Capricorn, with a very powerful queen, a very driven queen, a very fiery queen. We've got the Queen of Wands, of Rods. So we see the power of the seed, we see the power of the will in this card. A power of action, we see power, full stop. We're talking about action, we're talking about a very direct line connection that we have with full expression here. And willpower, you know, the will is the thing that really kind of drives us into getting things done, into achievement, into achieving, you could say. Next up, we have the High Priestess. So we're looking here. It may be looking through the veils of this High Priestess. We see a new moon at her feet and the scroll in the hand. You know, the High Priestess is the height of intuitive power, because what I'm seeing in here is the generator. At the beginning of these cards, it's like there's a generator, and that is you. And so you're armed with the force of action and a very driven character, but also with a really high intuitive ability at this time. And that there is information here within this High Priestess. I'll keep going because I don't want to get stuck on one thing here. Keep the flow. Whoops, I hope you can hear me. I'll just adjust my microphone. Keep the flow going. So we've got the Knight of Cups in here coming up. The Knight of Cups. I kind of see it maybe as an offering of not forgiveness as so much, but a truce sort of thing. The Knight of Cups. So an emotional offering coming through to you. It does seem external to you because, Capricorn, I do see you as the Queen and the High Priestess combined in this reading. Then we have the Knight of Cups. Then we have the Three of Discs. Now we're talking about building new foundations for something new. So they're different, aren't they? And it is collaborative, different from what you've known. It is collaborative work. And it's work in motion. And the threes are incredibly strong in terms of actioning things in this world combined with this Queen. Very powerful stuff. So let's just go through and we'll clarify with the Thoth deck to see the Queen of Wands. For you Capricorn, the Queen of Wands. This Queen. Oh. Right. We strike here. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm just trying to keep my speed up so we can keep these videos at a watchable length. We have a conflict of sorts here. To clarify the Queen of Wands, Princess of Cups. I mean, these two cards may well be aspects of yourself. I do see that. Something to reconcile, something to balance, something to balance within oneself, possibly. Princess of Cups. There's an ability here where you've got this Queen who's so kind of out there and gets what she wants, is quite driven, and then you've got this princess who is not that obvious in that sense. In fact, she has a sort of an ability to be sort of like a concertina, you know, where you imagine a figure, you know, who seems very dreamy, very imaginative, dreamy, but then they extend and lift up their concertinaed gown. And there's all this amazing stuff here that you would not see on the surface. This is what I'm getting. With that, we've got the Five of Wands, which is about extending and pushing one's boundaries, but also poking other people's. This is conflict, which is necessary, and it could be internal. It could be with someone in your environment, someone that you're dealing with at this time, Capricorn. So let's just keep going. We're looking at the High Priestess. It's either with the Queen of Wands, it's either a conflict within yourself, a need to balance the emotion with the fire, or it is a conflict with something external here. So we're looking at the High Priestess, as I said. So let's keep going. The High Priestess in this reading. Intuitive Queen. We have the Two. The beautiful Two of Cups. One of the most, I think, one of the most beautiful, I've got problems with my microphone, beautiful card in the deck, because it's about harmony, it's about truth, it is about reciprocal giving and receiving, and it's also about choice and the contracts that we have with others, the contracts that we have with others and the commitments that we make. So it's a beautiful card, whatever lies within that realm for you. I think we just had the Wheel of Fortune falling out. There's something here about, you know, yeah, keep following your, whatever you see that to be, your internal guidance. Keep following it. Keep your ears open to it and your eyes as well, because the Wheel of Fortune heralds in a time of the necessity to keep things moving is what I'm getting in this reading. Like, I feel like I'm being really slow and I should be speeding up. Come on, come on, come on. The necessity to keep that Wheel of Fortune moving and moving, because it moves us through these times. It moves us through into, you know, this period of being on top of that wheel, the promise of that gold. It is a transformation. We've got Death coming out. We're on a bit of a free flow here. We let something go in order to move on. Okay, so let's look at the Knight of Cups. This offering, working hard, perfecting something. There's a lot of things that have gone into this beautiful tree. The 8 of Discs is about working hard. It's about perfecting something. And we protect our little creations until they're ready. But there's a lot of elements that have made up the blossoming of these beautiful petals. A lot of things have made up this. And it is about working hard, whether it's working hard at something in the material world, whether it's working hard at relationships, working hard at having what you create seen by the world, allowing certain aspects of yourself that you've worked on to be seen, to be offered out to the world here. Knight of Cups, interesting, somewhat confusing maybe. Could be someone else in your life, could be yourself. We then have the 4 of Swords, rest and respite. We enter that, as I like to imagine it myself, a kind of monastic light chamber where the fresh air is coming in and we have time to basically rest and do naught, to do nothing but to rest and allow thoughts to move through us. We get downloads in that sort of situation and great ideas, and it is not something that someone else will ever give to you. You have to give it to yourself. Let us, there might be need for a bit of a rest here. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in this reading. 3 of Discs for Capricorn, please. 3 of Discs, working hard, collectively, working hard at building a new foundation, working hard at change. We're speaking here. Working hard. And it is collaborative. 5 of Cups, to clarify. In the Thoth deck, it's called disappointment. It really just tells us, that we can focus. We've got a choice. We can focus on the 3 spilt cups and the traditional imagery and not look around and see the 2 full cups. We understand and we know that. We have it in here. When the 2 cups are visible and interactive and we recognize them, we know what that is. It's called love, and it's such a beautiful thing. 5 of Cups, we focus on those 3 spilt cups, and it is just a shift in perspective, and we know that things do change. And we know that things do move. They don't stay the same forever. So, it's kind of nice in some ways. We learn to build in different ways, maybe. We learn to collaborate in different ways, Capricorn. And then we've got the beautiful 6 of Swords, an invulnerable card. Invulnerable. We're moving to a calmer place psychologically, emotionally, in every way. A more conducive place to us, for us. We'll just get a Pixie and Fairy card, and then I'll pull up the Rock Mineral Crystal card that's sitting face down here. Right, so here, Brian Froud, Pixie and Fairy. We've got the Green Woman. This is strength. What do you call it? Like a plant, basically. Slow movement, but it's growing up and it breaks through that concrete and it just keeps growing. It's strong. It's about having very definite boundaries about your place and your space. what you need to be at your best, what you need to be, you know, at your healthiest and strongest. Because the green woman is about that, the power of the green, you know, the power of that growth. And that growth occurs when we do have security, you know, when we do have a place to be, and we are confident within that. It doesn't mean stasis occurs. It means that we can actually grow things from that place. You get the idea of it, the hearth and home. We get the calling, we hear the piper. This is a card that really represents transitional moments in life. We step over and through a threshold into a new zone. We hear that call. We know it's happening. There may be a time lapse, but we know it's happening. We know what we need. And we kind of don't necessarily know where we're going, what the ins and outs and the shape of it and the smell of it. We don't necessarily know that, but we hear the call of this beautiful piper. I mean, he is quite gorgeous, Capricorn. So let us pull up your rock mineral crystal card and we'll see what you've got. You've got beautiful amber, so carry that in your mind's eye over the week. We have beautiful amber, harmony, home protection, calm, and attracts love. So that's pretty beautiful, amber. On that note, Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed this reading and thank you all for joining me. Have a wonderful week at this new moon in Virgo time. It's a great time to clear and clean and just pull things apart and put them in their right place, you know. On that note, ka kite, and we'll see you next time. Cheery.